Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. Hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine. Huge news coming out of Manchester United this afternoon. Manchester United is set to enter into a third bid for Bryan Mbeumo, which could rise up to 70 million euros, guys. As I've always said on this channel, the deal is always going to be up to 70 million. Man United have refreshed the offer, refined the offer, and sent another offer to Brentford, which apparently will be the last offer that Manchester United will send to Brentford. Rumour circulating over here in Italy is that the bid has already been accepted and the deal should be done imminently. The deal should be done imminently. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get an all-time bomber very, very soon. But Bryan Mbeumo does look likely to become a Manchester United player, guys. There was rumours earlier that this will be Manchester United's final offer, and if it's not accepted, they will walk away. Do you actually believe they would have walked away from this deal, having spent 8 weeks negotiating for this deal? I don't know. That would have made them look absolutely more ridiculous than they already look in this transfer window at the moment. But it is a bit of news coming through. Manchester United have sent in a third refined structural offer in regards to Mbeumo, which rises up to about 70 million. And according to outlets over here, it's been accepted and the deal should go through very, very soon. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be going through soon and we will have Mbeumo. And then after that, we can move on to another player, of course, and move on finally to another player. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be great if we can move on to another player? We've been going on for about 8 weeks. 8 weeks. That is absolutely crazy. But good news coming out of Manchester United, finally. Some positivity. And it's about time, guys. It's been long overdue, this positivity that a player, has, the player's accepted to come to Man United. It's between the two clubs, Man United in general, and this does beg the question. Newcastle United were inquiring about Wissa today, okay? So they were inquiring about Wissa. So as soon as the inquiry for Wissa went in, Man United started acting quickly because they know that if Wissa goes to Newcastle, Brentford don't need to sell Mbeumo. Brentford don't need to sell Mbeumo. If Wissa goes to Newcastle, they don't need to sell Mbeumo. They've got the money. Whether Mbeumo's happy or not, that's irrelevant. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's irrelevant. He's going to have to stay and play football, isn't he? But it does beg the question, like Man United, all of a sudden, the Wissa news came in and Man United's got to step on and got it moving. And look, good news coming out of Manchester United. A third bid is coming. What have they been doing? Twiddling their thumbs, thinking, what should we do? I told people on Stretford Post, right, that this deal has already been agreed in regards to the price. It was already going to be 70 million, all right? It was already going to be that. But the biggest issue is the fact that it was the structure of the deal, the installments of the deal. Brentford want a deal, money up front. Man United don't want to pay money up front. They want to pay in installments. And that is what the problem was going forward, of course, guys. But you know what? I'm delighted it's happening anyway, regardless what happens. Regardless about the ifs and ahs, oohs and ahs. I'm glad it's going through, of course, guys. I'm glad that he hopefully, fingers crossed, he will be a Manchester United player. Absolutely. Let's read some of your comments, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Really good to see you, of course. Good to see you. Hope everyone is blessed, of course, guys. Sal, they paid 65 million for Wissa News, made them protect themselves. Wissa News has really made them move on. Y'all think Watkins and Mbeumo and Kuna could be a deadly front three? Will it work? I think, Jamie, it will. I think it will. I think, you know what, there's a lot of, obviously, little bit of gruntleness in regards to in regards to Ollie Watkins. People are a little bit skeptical in regards to Ollie Watkins and the way he performed last season and stuff like that. But, I think that would be a good front three. I really do think it'd be a good front three. I would like to see Cheeto in there as well. I would like to see Cheeto given an opportunity at Man United as well, guys. Absolutely. Natty, good afternoon, Sal. They signed now because Newcastle will bid for Wissa. Incompetent owners. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Sal, do you walk away if they do not accept it? Look, I don't think Man United walk away from this deal. I think this deal has been accepted. I mean, over here, that it's already been accepted. The deal's been done. The agreements, the terms have been agreed. And Bryan Mbeumo should be a Manchester United player very, very soon. This is what I'm hearing at the moment over here. So hopefully this is true. And you know what? We can get this deal done quickly. They must have sent in the offer that they wanted. They must have just sent what they wanted. They must have said, okay, we're going to have to pay the amount of money. And it begs the question, doesn't it? How much time they've wasted over this last few weeks in regards to this deal. And it is unacceptable. It is incompetence. We can't forget that. They need to do a lot more in this transfer window for us to even be thinking, okay, that's fine. You know what? We got a few players in. That's fine. They've done a good job. Because at the moment, even if they sign Mbeumo, we're not really going to be happy, are we? Because we got a lot of work to do as well. Absolutely. If they don't accept, I'll be stunned. I think it's already been accepted, guys. Heard it here first, of course. After this, what do you think is next? It's going to be a striker, Dembo, my friend. Big up, Dembo. I hope you're doing well. I think it's going to be a striker, mate. I think if we get a striker through the door, then you know what? That's acceptable for now. I mean, we've got until September the 1st to get another player in, a midfielder, maybe a right wing back, maybe a goalkeeper. Hopefully, we get all those transfers done. I don't think Man United are going to sign as many players as we need, but I don't believe that Man United will fix a big chunk of their squad in regards to the striking department. The biggest problem was the striking department in regards to goals. We don't score enough goals, and I think this will, with Mbeumo, Cunha, and whoever it is up front, I think we're going to score a lot more goals. I think Mbeumo is key to this. I think it's incredibly important, of course, guys. If you look at his stats, they are absolutely incredible, guys. Compared to the other players that are going for a similar amount of money. You know what I mean? Sal, why do we mostly not give the first choice signing? Sal, is it true Onana injury is not so bad? Yeah, it's true. It's not bad as people first thought. Big up, Sal. Mbeumo, bomber. Big up, Hisham. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. I said all along that Mbeumo will play for Man United next season. I mean, I'd be absolutely shocked if Mbeumo didn't play for Man United next season. I believe he will play for Man United next season. I believe he will be in a Man United shirt next season. That's one thing I would say. I've said that all along. I've been consistent with that. The duration of this deal, how long this deal was taking, is what has been the annoying thing. The frustrating thing about it has been the duration of this deal, of course, guys. No, I cannot, Natty. You're going to have to pay me a super chat for that, mate. Absolutely, for me to sing for you. Big up, Sal. Here we go, Mbeumo. Big up. It's coming very soon, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Davizaz, sealed personal terms with TK. They are going to cook. Don't want to think about them, Davizaz. You can think about Liverpool. I'm not going to be thinking about Liverpool. If we get them by Sunday, I'll sleep easy. Come on, Dembo. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing good. Emilio Martinez will not move to Manchester United. Fernando remains at the club. Of course not. Of course not. This is very obvious, Hisham and my friend. You know what? We cannot keep, as much as we need Onana gone. Onana is an asset. Onana's getting a lot of money per week, and he's cost 50 million. So the way Man United think, they shouldn't be thinking this way, but the way they think is that he's an asset, he's like an object, he's a valuable at Man United. I don't think they're going to sign Emilio Martinez and Onana will sit on the bench. They have to get rid of Onana. The problem with Onana at the moment is that Onana does not want to leave. Onana is digging his heels in. He's holding on for dear life. I mean, the only thing he can hold on to is holding on for dear life, because he can't hold on to a football. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So he's holding on for dear life, hoping that, you know what, he can stay at the football club, because no one else in their right mind is going to get Onana, you know, and we have to send him for about 27 million to comply with FFP and PSR, which is obviously a nightmare as well, guys. Striker for me, Natty, striker. Hopefully this doesn't turn into Sancho 2.0. What do you think? I hope so, mate. I hope so. I don't want any more dramas at this football club. You know, this situation with Sancho is ridiculous. We've also got the Rashford situation as well. And obviously I'm going to bring into the show about Rashford, about Teddy Sheringham, the ex-Man United legend, of course, who's been speaking about Rashford. Now, let me delve straight into this right now in regards to Marcus Rashford and Teddy Sheringham. So Teddy Sheringham said, Teddy Sheringham said about Marcus Rashford, you strive as a youngster to get to the very top and play for clubs like United. And when you're there, you appreciate it. You don't throw it away and say you want to leave. I find the whole episode very soul-destroying. I hope Rashford doesn't get the move that he's hankering for. If you go from Manchester United to Barcelona, that is a step up he hasn't deserved. Now, I don't know about a step up. I don't know about if Barcelona's a step up historically. But what I would say is that, you know what, some people are throwing it at me. Oh, but you know what? We pushed him out. We pushed him out. It was the club who pushed him out. He didn't want to leave. He's been flirting with Barcelona for weeks now. He's been flirting, talking about Lamine Yamal. He's been talking about Barcelona. He's been flirting with them for weeks now. So let's not go there. This Rashford bots on Twitter, mate, they need to just disintegrate because they're so obvious. Listen, Rashford has been toxic for years. He's been toxic for years. He's been flipping the bird up at fans. He's done loads of things, talking to journalists. Even under Eric Ten Hag, he was talking to a journalist. Why not? Why not? Am I wrong? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I right? And I've said many times about how he came to training intoxicated, how he had stomach cramps in his first week under Ruben Amorim, and Ruben Amorim had to send him home. You know, there's a lot of things going on with that. So Teddy Sheringham, listen, Teddy Sheringham can say what he likes about Marcus Rashford. I don't care what Teddy Sheringham says about Marcus Rashford. I really don't care, because Teddy Sheringham is a winner. Teddy Sheringham won us a treble. Teddy Sheringham was a big part of the treble winning in the final, in the European Cup final in 1999. He was the man who made it happen. The flick on to Solskjaer for the winner, the equaliser. It was Teddy Sheringham. So Teddy Sheringham say what he likes about this squad. He can say what he likes about this team. I don't really care if it upsets Rashford fanboys. I really don't, because Teddy Sheringham has been there, seen it, and done it. I don't care. You can take all your Rashford analogies, all your where you're so cruel, why you're so mean to Rashford, you've been obsessed with Rashford. Teddy Sheringham said it, and Teddy Sheringham was absolutely spot on, guys, in my opinion. Absolutely spot on. And because he is a winner, and the winner deserves to talk about players who are not performing at this football club and do not appreciate where they are, if you know what I mean. So big up Teddy. Oh, Teddy Sheringham. I don't care what that he says, of course. He can say what he likes as far as I'm concerned. Big up, Danny B. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're blessed. I think Brentford should have set the amount. I think they have. Absolutely. I saw United District tweet. United District are not very reliable. I saw Fabrizio Romano and I saw Ornstein's tweet, mate. They tweet out all nonsense, United District. So I want to be going there, mate. Look, from here, GK, Stretford Post, GK, yeah? Stretford Post. Forget about those. I've been saying it for months. Listen, you know what I mean? Saviour. Good morning, good afternoon. The new bid's coming. Mbeumo confirm the new bid has gone in, and apparently, guys, it has been accepted. Okay, so this has not been confirmed yet. I'm hearing over here that it has been accepted. The deal should be gone through imminently. So hopefully, we will get a here we go and an Ornstein bomber very, very soon, guys. Hopefully, that will happen. Now, this has not been confirmed, but I have heard various people over here saying that the deal has been accepted. You're going to sign in Mbeumo, and that's fantastic. That's great news, of course. Absolutely. Kenny, big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Mbeumo deal should be done before the weekend. I hope so. I think so. Big up. Lanzil, hi, Sal. Glad we just got the Mbeumo deal done and then some sales and we could just move. Absolutely, Lanzil. I think Man United will need to sell a player once we get Mbeumo in. We will need to get rid of a Rashford, a Garnacho, an Anthony, a Sancho. We will need to get rid of that. Obviously, there's still circulating news about Sancho going to Juventus. Obviously, this is going to drag on. This is dragging on, guys. This is going to drag on, of course. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is, isn't it? You know, but, you know, as long as we can get some players out, that would be great. And then we can concentrate on the striker. I do believe Man United will get a striker in before they get someone out. I think they will. And then once they've got the striker in and Mbeumo, they will start selling some players, hopefully at the same time, and hopefully we can get some deals done quickly. And it starts moving quickly and accelerating because right now we got Leeds United in a friendly in a couple of days, guys. You know what I mean? We need this to be done. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Lanzo. So, who do you think will go for a striker? Maybe Mateta. I would love Mateta, Lanza, my friend. I would love Mateta. I think Mateta is highly under the radar in regards to strikers out there. There's not many strikers out there now. When you think about strikers that come to your head straight away, there's not many. I know that we need to do our scouting. I know we should look around a little bit more, which we're not doing. But Mateta is gone a little bit quiet at the moment. And I don't know why, because I think he's an absolute beast. If you watch him in the Manchester City final with Crystal Palace, he dominated that game. He dominated the defense of Manchester City. He was superb in that game, was Mateta. If we can get Mbeumo, Cunha, and Mateta, Lanzo, imagine that. That would be good this week. That would be better than Liverpool's. That would be better than Liverpool's. I'm telling you that right now. That would be more dangerous than Liverpool's. You could take your Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is not as good as Mbeumo. You can tell me all you like. He's not proven in the Premier League. He's not proven in the Premier League. His stats are not even as good as Mbeumo in the Bundesliga. So look, I'm not hating, but that's true. Mbeumo is a better player than Florian Wirtz at this present moment in time. Big up, Bobby. What's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. Get Ollie Watkins next. Big up, Kenny. Big up, Sal. Big up, Barman. Good to see you again, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, of course. Natty, I fear about our midfielders. Can they give the ball to the forward players? Firstly, we need 8 midfielders. Look, at the end of the day, what I would say about that, Natty, you make a good point in regards to that. That is true. But what we got is two very, very capable number 10s in there. Like, you got Mbeumo and you got Cunha. So those two players alone could trigger something. It could help the midfield. So, example, a Mainu, a Bruno, a Ugarte. All they need to do now is get that ball and bring it forward. Get that ball, pull it forward. Get that ball, pull it forward. That's all they need to do now. Before, we were very, like, all over the place. Sort of like all over the place. Winger, are you a winger? Are you a number 10? You know, and then we would Bruno would be going out of position, stuff like that. I do believe that we'll be more settled in that midfield at the moment. I don't think it's as bad as people think. I do think we need another midfielder. It would be great if we get a Wharton or a Belabor. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be fantastic. Or a Richard Rios, you know what I mean? Why don't we go for that? But what I would say is that Ugarte shouldn't be sniffed at. Ugarte last season did not have a preseason. He's got a preseason this year. You're going to see Ugarte cook this year. Let me tell you that right now. He's going to be cooking this year, Ugarte. And also, we're going to have Bruno. Bruno won't need to go out of position. Bruno won't need to be roaming around the pitch. You get that ball, pass it to Mbeumo. Get that ball, pass it to Cunha. And if we got a striker out front who's capable and competent, guys, it can get better. As I've always said, it just takes a spark. It just takes a spark, doesn't it? Absolutely, guys. Barman, nice to have a positive for chat. Absolutely, Barman. It is soul destroying, isn't it, Barman, when you have to come on every single day and be negative. But obviously, it's the truth. And on this channel, we will always speak the truth, and we always speak the truth. There's nothing I want more than to talk about, you know what, positive things about Man United. You know, I was talking yesterday to friends and my wife and things like that. I said, I'm knackered. I'm knackered. And she was like, why are you knackered? And I said, you know what, I'm just tired of talking negatively about our football club. And you know what, I'm coming on here and I'm talking about what's wrong with this football club. And I knew this will happen. I knew this will happen with Ineos, you know, and I've been like that. And it is soul destroying. It is really. And to come on here and say, look, and Mbeumo is going to be a Man United player. I believe he will be a Man United player. That is fantastic for all of us, for Manchester United. Most of all, it's great for Manchester United. And I can't wait for it to happen, of course. Hey, no, Sal, I'm just wondering if our forward possible options. Listen, at the end of the day, Ekitike is not a prolific goal scorer. That's all I'm going to say to everyone. Ekitike is not a prolific scorer. If Liverpool signed Isaac, I would be far more worried than if Liverpool signed Ekitike. If Liverpool signed Isaac, I'd be like flipping hell, they got a world-class striker there. If Liverpool signed, like, because at the end of the day, if Liverpool got Florian Wirtz, and that is up in question in regards to Florian Wirtz. There's no guarantee that Florian Wirtz is going to be a fantastic player for Liverpool, is it? You know, so what I would say is that, yeah, if they got Isaac or Mateta, I would be far more worried than if they got Ekitike. Ekitike is a bit like Gakpo. He's one of those type of players, you know what I mean? Cut in, shoot, cut in. The typical modern-day player, modern-day striker, of course. Danny B, buy Lamens now, even if we keep Nanana. I would love to get Lamens, Danny B. Absolutely love to get Lamens. Lamens will only cost us about 25 million euros as well. So that would be an absolutely lovely signing for us. Of course, I would love that, Danny. Big fan of Lamens. I think he's the next Courtois. I think he's the next Petr Cech. I think he's a brilliant goalkeeper, and Man United should be trying to sign him. We have got Vitek, of course. Vitek has been on loan, who's done very well. The problem is going to be this, and this is one thing I would urge Ruben Amorim to be looking at, right? Don't trust Onana ever again. Do not trust Onana ever again. Onana is not the guy to take you forward. He's not that guy. We need another goalkeeper. He's not capable. He's not young. You know, he's at his peak. He should be at the peak of his powers. He should be, you know what, the best. You're going to get the best Onana now. This Onana now is the best Onana. You're not going to get a better Onana than this. So I think we need a new goalkeeper. Absolutely, Danny B. So has Rios gone to Roma? Not yet, Natty. Although it is looking more likely he's going to go to Roma. Yes. As I said over the last couple of days, that the rumor is over here in Italy is that Roma are in heavy talks with Richard Rios' entourage, but Manchester United are also interested. It was sort of written like that. So that basically means that the march is going with Roma at the moment. They've got their heads in front in regards to that, and Man United are interested in as well. So we are interested in Richard Rios, but the way we're working with Mbeumo, I don't think we're going to get any midfielders in. I just don't think so. I mean, I would love us to get a midfielder in. I think that'd be fantastic. I just don't think it's going to happen, guys. I really don't. I don't think we're going to bring in a midfielder. You heard it here. I don't think we're going to bring a midfielder as much as we need a midfielder. I think Man United will be like striker, goalkeeper, and guys, that'll probably be it. I'm telling you now, it will be Mbeumo, Cunha, striker, goalkeeper. That's it. And as I said at the beginning of the window, 4 players roughly, and that's what it's going to be. Absolutely. Barman, what do you think Newcastle approach to Brentford increased and our impetus to finalise? No, it never increased, Barman. This was a thing that we've been talking about for a number of weeks. The price was always 70 million altogether. The amount we bid was 65. At the end of the day, Man United. Let me explain this to you. Yeah, Man United always offered 70 million, and let me tell you why they offered 70 million. The reason that Man United offered 70 million is because Man United wanted to pay this transfer in installments, which meant they're going to add a little bit of interest on that money. This is something that Brentford didn't want to do. So Brentford wanted a lot more upfront in regards to that. So it's around, it's like this, 65, 70 million, 55 million incentives, something like that. So at the end of the day, look, we sort of come to agreement. We were a few million away before, and, in regards to how much they want upfront. But Man United want to pay it in installments. And this is where the issue has always been at the moment, at the end of the day. This is what I'm hearing from people within the camp of Mbeumo, within the camp of this one. The Man United, look, can't afford to pay up 60, 70 million chunk. They can't do it. They want to do what Chelsea doing basically a wish Chelsea, basically. They want to do what Chelsea doing and stuff like that. Absolutely. No, Natty played for Palmeiras last night. Big up Danny B. Hope you're doing well. Big up Bobby. Big up everyone. I hope you're doing well, guys. Hope you're blessed, everyone. Roma, not yet. Roma is close to get Rios. Not yet. Not yet. No. Man United, Roma are in talks with Richard Rios' entourage, which basically means they're in talks with his agents. Richard Rios is still very much a Palmeiras player. But Man United could steal a march. Man United could come in and bid for Richard Rios, but it doesn't look likely at the moment. If Man United bid for Richard Rios right now, I'd be incredibly surprised if that happens. I just don't think we're that smart. You know what I mean? I just don't think so. But it does look like that. If Richard Rios is going to go to European football, he will be going to European football with Roma. That's what I believe. Absolutely. Sal, starting midfielder will cost us. He lose the ball too much. Look, I agree, Natty. I agree. Unfortunately, the love affair between Bruno and Ruben Amorim is such that he won't drop him. And Bruno will play that number 8 role. The thing what we have to understand, though, is that, and we have to have a little bit of positivity, and we have to try it and look at it glass half full. With Mbeumo and with Cunha, right, they may make a dynamic change to the team. They may change everything. So basically, with Bruno being the number 8, with Mbeumo in front of him and Cunha in front of him, it could help him. So you won't see, Bruno going out of position, drifting off to the other side of the pitch and stuff like that. Hopefully. That's what we can hope. That's all we can hope. What I want to see next season, I want to see attacking, dynamic, goal-scoring football. Because we've been starved of goals, guys, haven't we? We've been really starved of goals. That's what I want to see. Some proper football, guys. You know what I mean? Some proper goals. And doing the watch-alongs and winning games 5-0. When was the last time we won games like that? Do you know what I mean? In the Premier League. It's been difficult, hasn't it? So hopefully we're having Mbeumo, we'll have Cunha. First game of season against Arsenal. And you know what? We'll be up for it. Hopefully Old Trafford will be up for it. And you know what? Hopefully we bury the Gyökeres brigade to the ground, guys. Absolutely. I hope so. Absolutely, guys. Rashford fanboys. Yeah, the Rashford fanboys are ridiculous, Bobby. You know what I mean? They're ridiculous. I mean, they're not only Rashford fanboys. Rashford actually has bots. Rashford pays for bots. I've already known that. I've been in media. I've been in music. I've been in that for a very long time, 2 decades. And I know when someone's botting about, you know what I mean, and paying people to support him. Because it's a bit like the thing with Ineos. As soon as you say something wrong about Ineos, bang. As soon as you say something wrong about Manchester City, bang, they're there. They're there. Millions of them. Not millions, but thousands of them come at you, especially with me. I mean, I just mute it. Every time I write something, guys, let me just tell you something about, every time I write something about Marcus Rashford on Twitter, I put mute. So I don't get any notifications. I don't see your abuse. I just put mute so I don't see it. But I will say what I have to say. And I don't care. Absolutely. Big up, Ricardo. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're blessed. Mbeumo is on his way, bro. Great news. Great news. Absolutely, Kevin. Brilliant. Sesko next. Yeah. Randy, Rocky. What's going on, Rocky? I wouldn't mind us getting Sesko. My biggest concern about Sesko is that he spent a long time talking to Arsenal, didn't he? And it didn't go through. So, I mean, do Man United have the abilities to do that deal? I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of talk with Arsenal and it didn't materialize. So we need a striker. I wouldn't mind Sesko, to be honest with you. Absolutely. Big up Rocky, by the way. Big up Mbeumo. Sal, do you think C5 add-ons will be accepted? I think it will. I think it's going to go up to 70, Asif. I really do. I think it'll be about 69.7 million. Remember that number, 69.7 million, around that number. It's going to be around that, guys. It's going to be nearly 70 million altogether with incentives, with all that and stuff like that, which basically means Man United are paying 70 million for Mbeumo, which was the fee a long time ago, which we were saying on Stretford Post a long time ago. Basically, what it is Man United want to drag out the transfer. So the interest with interest, it's going to be 70 million, the deal of hopefully, anyway, if he does come, of course. Ricardo, I think Francisco Conceição will stay at Juventus. 30 million will be more difficult to sign Sancho. That is big news, of course, Ricardo. Yeah, if he stays at Juventus, Juventus are not going to be able to afford Sancho. So what do we do with Sancho, Ricardo? Can you call Sporting Lisbon, brother, and get them to sign Sancho for us? Can you do that for me, Ricardo? Can you get someone from Portugal? Bloody hell, Guimarães, Braga, Benfica, come on, Boa Vista. Can you get someone to sign Sancho? Take him off our hands. Come on, Ricardo, take him off our hands. Asif, I won't mind taking Watkins as a proper number 9 proven goal scorer. I know he's not United level, but players like Watkins, look, at the end of the day, Asif, it's a stopgap, isn't it? It's someone who can put the ball in the back of the net. And I think that's what Man United need at the moment. So if we get Mbeumo and we get Cunha, we have a stopgap there of a player that can score goals. Now, look, I know he's not fashionable. He's not your Mbeumo. He's not your, Osmans and your Keres and stuff like that. But he has proven to put the ball back in the net in the Premier League. So I wouldn't say it's the worst decision in the world. Is it my first choice? No, I would much rather have Mateta. I'd much rather have, Gonzalo Ramos. I'd much rather have someone like that. But you know what? I'm not going to be snobby. I'm not going to be spoiled. I'm going to say, okay, we got Ollie Watkins, you know what I mean? And we can do that. But we can't overpay for Ollie Watkins, Asif. We can't be paying 50, 60 million for Ollie Watkins. Hopefully we can get that price down and that'd be good. But you're absolutely right, Asif. He is a proven goal scorer. And a proven goal scorer is what we need, of course. Absolutely. Big up, Miles. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hello, Sal. The Mexican League, the Japanese League, and many other should be searching for players. A privilege to watch your channel. Peace, brother. Big up, my friend, Miles. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. And you're spot on. I mentioned it earlier on Breaking Dawn about the Mexican League, about the Japanese League, the South Korean League. We need to look at these leagues. We need to start looking at players in these leagues because we've signed a couple of players from South Korea. Well, we've signed one player from South Korea, Park Ji-sung, of course. Absolutely phenomenal. I do think that we're sleeping on the South Korean League and the Japanese League and stuff. I do think we're sleeping on these leagues, to be honest with you. And I think Man United need to get a work on in regards to these leagues because they are good leagues. And now they're growing in stature as well. Not only that, go to Turkey, Croatia, Ukraine, all these leagues there, you're going to find players that are capable, you know what I mean? And you find different types of players as well, of course. But Man United are not doing that. Man United have been very tunnel visioned in regards to their players that they're scouting, which is disappointing because I thought we brought in these guys best in class. That was the word, and that was the buzzword, the best in class, of course. Now, guys, rumors circulating that Manchester United, in regards to strikers, could target Jared Bowen, guys. Now, Man United, basically the word was Man United are urged to sign Bowen. Guys, look, at the end of the day, Man United signing Bowen. Look, I've never been a big fan of Bowen. I'll be honest with you guys. Jared Bowen is a professional, a very good pro, but I don't think he's the sort of striker that I want for Man United. I don't think he's prolific enough, but he's good. Again, if we sign Bowen, would you be happy with that? You know what I mean? 40 million he's rated. It's just like, you know what I mean? I just don't think he's that level that we need. You know what I mean? And we need a proper centre forward. And with Bowen, he does like to stay on the wing a little bit. So I don't know if that's going to work. But you know what? Man United were urged to sign Bowen, of course, which is, you know what? No for me. Absolute no for me. I prefer Ollie Watkins. To be honest with you, I prefer Ollie Watkins, and I wouldn't want Bowen anywhere near Manchester United, although he's a very good professional, of course, and that is no diss to him at all. Absolutely not. Big up Ricardo. Rios almost in Rome. Almost. Not quite, but almost, yeah. That price tag is worse than both Jackson and Watkins. Big up. Look, guys, at the end of the day, let me get something for you. All right, guys. All right. So, listen to this, right? Right. I'm gonna. All right. I know. Maybe I should send it. Maybe I'll send it. Maybe I'll send it to this stream. Let me put it on the stream. 1 second. Let me just put it on the stream. I'm going to put it on the stream now, and I want you to look at this, right? I'm going to pull it up. Bear me a second here. Excuse me. Add file. Put this on. Okay. We're here now. So I'm going to read this out for you guys. I want to read this out really quickly. Just bear me a second. Let me put this out for you. So here we go. So let me just put this up. And here we go. Look, so this, okay, this is Mbeumo, okay? So this is Mbeumo, his price tag. Alenga, 6 goals, 11 assists, 55 million. Madueke, 7 goals, 3 assists, 52 million. Kudus, 5 goals, 3 assists, 55 million. Mbeumo, 20 goals, 7 assists, 65 plus 5 million on add-ons. It's value for money, guys. You look at that. There you go. Live and live in colour. There you go. That's what it is. It's value for money at the end of the day. You know, he's worth it. Absolutely. And I've always said the guy is worth it. You know what I mean? I think Man United will be very good to get this player. He's very good. And his valuation is correct, of course, guys, in my humblest of opinions. I don't think we can complain about that. I don't think we can complain about that. The only thing is that how long it's taken Man United to do this deal, which has been the obvious problem, of course, guys. Absolutely. Been the obvious problem, of course. Let's see where we are. Natty. Sal, we have to do not repeat the mistakes in the transfers. Absolutely, Natty. Hopefully we don't. We need to shift into a striker and a midfielder after signing Mbeumo. I think what we need to do, Saviour, I think we really need to look at a new goalkeeper. I think the goalkeeper that we have at the moment is not capable. I don't think he's good enough goalkeeper. I think Man United need a better goalkeeper because a goalkeeper, he installs confidence. You know, he stops anxiety, you know, indecisiveness and stuff like that. I think Man United do need another goalkeeper, in my humblest of opinions. As much as I like Onana, you know what I mean? Thanks to Newcastle for Wisa push to make a Glazinios big higher for Mbeumo. I don't think they bid higher. They just done the deal quicker and agreed to the terms that were already there before. They already agreed to the fee. They didn't bid higher. They just wanted to pay more in installments. That's basically what it is. We will still be, God knows how long, because another failure for Alenga, confirming 7.5 million. 70 million is a good evaluation. See people complain on Twitter. His stats last season were insane, and he's doing it for years. Absolutely, Jamie. And look, you know what? 70 million was always the valuation. I've been saying it for many, many weeks now. It has always been 65 million plus 5 million in incentives. Guys won't listen to me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the problem was is that Man United don't want to pay a bigger fee. So what basically what it was is that Brentford said to Man United, we want this much money up front. And that has not been declared yet how much it is. Man United said, no, we can't pay you this much up front, but we could pay you this much plus pay you extra in capital in regards to interest and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that is where they got a little bit conflicted and a little bit, you know, we got to a standpoint where we're like, you know what, this is not going anywhere. Fortunately, the Wisa deal has speeded it up a little bit, because if Wisa went to Newcastle, Brentford don't need to sell Mbeumo. And that is what it was. Brentford said, okay, we're done. We're not going to sell Wisa and Mbeumo. We've already lost Thomas Frank. We're not going to sell both of them, of course. Guys, selling 5 of the deadwood and bringing in 4 will be a decent sum of business, and I will be all over with a new goalkeeper signing. Onana injury is a blessing at this point of time. Unfortunately, you know, we've been talking a lot about our medical team being incompetent and stuff like that. Miraculously, they worked wonders with Onana, and Onana injury is not as bad as people first thought. You know what I mean? Isn't that weird? You know what I mean? You got to applaud him for his resilience, isn't it? Big up, Kazi. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Villa got the correct Onana. We got the wrong one. Yeah, he'd probably be better in goal as well, isn't it? Absolutely. Big up. Sal, do you think of all the players that are left out of the squad will go? I hope so, Natty. I think it's very important that a lot of the players go. As much as it is important that players come in, I also think that it's important that players leave the football club as well. I think that's important as well. Absolutely. Kazi, only 3 Man City fans will go against you. I mean, yeah, Kazi, they have got bots. Believe me, Kazi, they've got bots. My goodness me, they've got some bots. They got lots, hundreds. You know, they haven't got real supporters. You know what I mean? It's weird, isn't it, guys? Sal, watch how fools are going to clown us for paying 70 million, but I feel he's worth the price. Opposition will think otherwise. All I want is a goalkeeper, centre midfielder, chance of winner to be decent. V33, let them hate on. Let them hate on. We're signing the most proven goal scorer in the Premier League. We are signing the most proven number 10. Your Carries is not proven in the Premier League. Florian Wirtz is not proven in the Premier League. You can sign all your Florian Wirtz and all that, all you want. Go for it. Get your Cherkeys out as well. We have got a proven player, a number 10, a gunman in that attacking midfield position. They are fearing Man United. I will be honest with you guys, right? V33. I'll be honest. I will say this, right? If Chelsea, if Arsenal, if Man City, if Liverpool signed Cunha and Mbeumo, I would say, well, they're dangerous players. I would be honest. I would say those two players are dangerous. They're going to cause a lot of problems next season. At the moment, I look at Florian Wirtz and say, yeah, Florian Wirtz is a great young player, brilliant young player, but the pressure's on for Florian Wirtz. Do you know what I mean? The pressure's on for him. You know? Hey, Jacob, what's going on, my friend? Big up, friend. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. And Kenny, I hope you're doing well, Jacob. Good to see you. Good to see Kenny, everyone in the house. Hope you're doing blessed. Of course, Liverpool signing Ekitike for 70 million. They can have Ekitike, mate. They can have him. He's not prolific. I'm not really bothered about it. He's just another glorified Gakpo. That's it. I'm not really bothered about it. Absolutely. Man United make a third bid for Mbeumo. Yeah, been talking about it. Is everyone on this live stream that use the Masters Golf? But US Masters Golf, no chance, mate. Don't watch golf, mate. Look, golf is a waste of space. Yeah, golf is a waste of Sal, 65 minutes payable, 5 million add-ons will be like making it to 3 Champions League consecutive and scoring over 20 goals for the next 3 seasons. It will be those type of add-ons hard to achieve. 65 minutes is final. It will come to 60. It will come to 70 million eventually, but it's not going to. As you said there, that is the problem. The 70 million, the 5 million in add-ons is not easy to get, and that's the thing. That's why that Brentford was so reluctant to do this deal. There is another deal gone in. It's not been 100% confirmed, but it is a more of the in line in what Brentford want. So I'm hearing over here as if that it's been approved. It's been accepted in principle. It's been accepted. So hopefully that we get the news coming very, very soon, guys. I firmly believe that this deal is imminent and we're going to have Mbeumo coming to Man United, and that's great. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Value for money. Absolutely, Kenny. Well, Mbeumo is definitely value for money, of course. Clubs buying higher is going to inflate it more. The only teams who have inflated the transfer market is Liverpool. And funny how teams haven't mentioned Liverpool, Dabizas, how they spent 150 million euros on a unproven player, right? At the end of the day, look, I think that's very, look, no, everyone wants to talk about Man United. Man United bought Cunha on a release clause. Man United are buying Mbeumo at his value. You know, so what are they saying? That Man United, I mean, they don't talk about Man City spending 400 million within 6 months, do they? They don't talk about that, do they? They just want to talk about what Man United are doing. And you know where that comes from, Dabisas? That comes from a place of fear. Do you know what I mean? Kenny, no complaints, but the timing was longer to negotiate. Absolutely. Slices of Sid, what's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. Say with agreement is sanity. That's it. Take it or leave it. Done deal. Take Slices of Sid. I just want this deal done, mate. I want it done. I want it through the door. I want Mbeumo playing for Man United next season. I think it's very important that he plays for Man United this season. And we move to the next transfer. We move to the striker. And then by the start of the first game against Arsenal, we will be ready for it, guys. We will be ready. We'll have the fans up for it. We'll have Mbeumo up for it. We'll have Cunha up for it. Come on, get in there, guys. Let's keep positive. All right, I'm going to stay grounded because it is pre-season. You know what I mean? And I don't want anything to happen. Touch wood. I don't want anything to happen, guys. So it is pre-season. So hopefully this works out for the best, of course. Absolutely. Asif. Sal, Brentford asking anything above this bid, I would personally walk away in that case. This Mbeumo bid is super fit in valuation. I think it's perfect valuation for Mbeumo, given the market price and what's going on at the moment, Asif, and I agree. I think that Man United can't be spending 80, 90 million, unfortunately, on this deal. We can't be going above 70 million with incentives, of course. I don't think we can be going above that. The only thing is that the length of time that this transfer has taken. And if Man United walk away after 8 weeks of negotiating, that looks very, very bad on Ineos, doesn't it? That looks terrible on Ineos. That looks absolutely incompetent, you know? England taking on Sweden on the 19th in the women's game. Big up my friend, big up Jacob. Super Bowls Bremen died at 38. Wow, 38 years old. What is going on? Slicer said, I would rather Lemens or Victor over Martinez. Slicer said, look, you know what? Senny Lemens has always been one of my favourite goalkeepers. I mentioned him weeks and weeks ago before anyone was mentioning him. No arrogance, just facts. And to be honest with you, again, you know what I would say is that he's one of my favourite goalkeepers. I think he's the next Courtois. He's the next Petr Cech. I think Man United should go in for him. I really do. I think they should, but they want the Emi Martinez. They want the Premier League proven player. I mean, 25 million for Emi Martinez is not so bad. It's better than 40 million, isn't it, at the end of the day? So, yeah, look, you know what? I prefer sending the men's. Victor, John Victor's just coming on the radar recently, isn't it, because of the World Cup Championship. I would be happy with anyone but Onana. I'll be honest with you, Slices a simp. I'll be happy with anyone but Onana. Big up, Rajat. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Natty, smash the likes and subscribe. Big up, Natty, my friend. Big up, Yale. What's going on, my bro? Hope you're doing well. 10 million is very fair. I would have paid 80 million for him. Works cost around 150 million. Absolutely. Mbeumo could be better than him since he has been playing in England for years. Exactly, Yale. You say it there as it is, mate. Look at the market value. And I've just given an example of the market value, guys. I've just given an example of Ekitike, of, you know what, of all the players that have been signing for other clubs, their stats. And you know what, Mbeumo beats every single one of them, of course, guys, which is fantastic. Wales and Newcastle forward Davies died 83. Bloody hell, Jacob, what's going on here? My goodness. We should have RAP, by the way, Davies. Hope, you know, rest in peace, my friend. We should have bought Brentford for 350 million. It might have been more value for money there, Randy. You know, buy Brentford. You know what I mean? That's what we should have done at this rate. Raja, but Wirtz is a great. Let's see how he's going to perform and play EPL. But it's going to be difficult, Raja. I'm not saying that he's going to foul. I'm not hoping he fouls. I'm not one of those fans who want him to foul because of this and that. You know what I mean? I just feel that it's going to be difficult for him to play in the Premier League. It might even take a couple of years for him to be bedded into the Premier League. It's a good signing for them, but they paid for it. Hell, they paid for it. They paid through the roof for it, through their teeth. For Florian Wirtz, absolutely. If that was Manchester United, start paying 115 million for Florian Wirtz, people would be jumping up and down. There'd be Netflix series about it. People would be going mad and stuff like that, wouldn't they? I wish Mbeumo catches the States preseason playing and gets some time. Come on, I hope so. As if it'd be great to have Mbeumo around. We were doing the watch along. It's going to be great to have Mbeumo around and watch Mbeumo. Can't wait for it, to be honest, as if it would be great. You know what I mean? Because then we're going to get a little bit of an idea of how things are with Mbeumo, with Cunha and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Ronald Wynne Davies, but I played for Man United. Big up, yes. RIP, my friend. Absolutely. I'll get into that. What, bro? We're going to a glorified Gakpo. What, bro? He's going to be a glorified Gakpo. That's a Ekitike, mate. You heard it here first, Rajat. He's a glorified Gakpo. That is what Ekitike is. A glorified Gakpo. Absolutely. Mini golf is better. I don't watch golf, man. Can't they pay it over 2 or 3 years? What's that? Man United or Liverpool? Mbeumo, very good. Big up, Rajat. Hope you're doing well. Sal, how many players, if we sign, will push us to the top 6? I think Man United can get in the top 6 next season. I'm going to throw my head out there. I'm going to give you my head. Like I'm going to say Man United get in the top 6 next season. Man United will. With Mbeumo and with Cunha, they will. I think things will be better. Look, guys, I said it takes a spark. If Man United manage to fix the goalkeeper, if we get Mbeumo and Cunha and a striker, things could be tasty for us, guys. Don't worry. Look, I know it's very bleak, and I know what happened last season, but let me clarify something. Last season was a one-off. It won't happen again. All right? Man United could get in the top 6. I mean, I even feel bad about talking about top 6 because we're Man United at the end of the day. We should have our ambitions higher, as I've always said. Realistically, Man United can get into the top 6. Yes, they can. They can go even further than that, in my opinion, if things go their way. It's going to be a very difficult opening 5 games. But if we go in the 5 games, we beat Arsenal, we beat Fulham, we beat Burnley, you never know what can happen, do you? Agreed, Sal. Cunha, Mbeumo, Leon, Emi Martinez, and a proper number 9 would be a perfect summer business. I could say my wish for Amran back in midfield for this year. Yeah, it's good enough. It's good enough. I'm content. I still think we need a right wing back, Asif, instead of Dalot. I don't rate him highly, but I'm content with that. I would say I'm content. I wouldn't say I'm jumping up and down with joy, But I say I'm content with that, and I think that will change Man United's fortune significantly next season. And I think those two players, you're looking at Cunha and Mbeumo, you're looking at what? How many goals? 35 goals between those two last season. Just looking at those two, you're looking at it and thinking, that's a dangerous couple of two players there. Do you know what I mean? And if we rotate the squad well, you know what I mean? You never know what can happen, guys. Hopefully it's better than last season, that's it. Do you know what I mean? Big up, Grayo, you legend. I had a complete and utter fuck of Glendios bullshit. I've had enough now. Totally pissed off with all of this. Grayo, you're not watching the news, Grayo. Watch the news, Grayo. Watch the news. No copy and paste, Grayo. Come on, Mbeumo. Was the correct price. Absolutely, it was the correct price. Absolutely. Cunha and Mbeumo should get the top 6 minimum. I would not mind a new keeper next. I wouldn't mind that either, Yale. Absolutely not. I would not mind a new keeper next either. 70 million for proven goals, assists, set pieces, work rates, all good. Big up, David says, Grayo, you got the wrong stream, brother. You got to look at the news, man. You got to look at the news. Calm down, bruv. Did they already put for a third bid to them? Yes, they've already done it. And my news coming out here in Italy is that the deal has already been approved. It's been accepted. Newcastle United are turning in Euro Visa. Hopefully not. Man United have advanced. Man United will get the deal done, of course. Guys, Sal, I think they give them time, and Ineos a dangerous territory to be because we will not know. Absolutely. A manager needs 5 players at least. Firstly, I agree with that, Randy. He needs about 5 or 6 players. I think that would have been perfect. Absolutely. Spot on. Natty, Sal, who's your favourite Argentine player to play for Man United? My favourite Argentinian player to play for Man United is probably... it's not many good ones, is there? Probably Veron. I'm going to say Veron. Would have been Mbeumo be disgruntled? Thank you so much, Timo, for the super chat. You absolute legend. Would be Mbeumo and be disgruntled if he did not move tonight? Yeah, it would be difficult for him. Be difficult for Brentford as well. It'd be very difficult for Brentford. When a player wants to leave a football club, more times than not, they will leave the football club, especially when they've already committed themselves to another football club. More times than not, they will go to that football club. It's very hard for the team, whether we accept it or not, to keep hold of that player. It is disgruntled. He'll be disgruntled. It will be like, rebellious kind of thing. You know what? It will be toxic for Brentford. And at this moment in time, in regards to Brentford having already lost Thomas Frank, it will be very difficult for, Brentford to keep Mbeumo against his wishes. And it is against his wishes, because at the end of the day, Mbeumo could turn around and say, we got this, you know what I mean? I'm okay. I'm going to play and stuff. But we know that's not going to be the truth, And in the Premier League, it just takes an inch of lack of desire to ruin your game. And it can cost Brentford dearly. But absolutely spot on, Timo. He will be disgruntled if he didn't come to Man United, which is why I think it's best in Brentford's interest, whether they sell Wisa or not, to sell Mbeumo, because Mbeumo wants to leave, and it's important that they do that. Big up, Timo, for the super chat, you legend. Absolutely. So, Jim, off the cliff. Can we push him, Coco? Absolutely. Collected the pennies and the couch. Absolutely. F them. Big up, my friend. No hype, Gyökeres to United. No hope. Gyökeres is gone to Arsenal, mate. Forget Gyökeres. You know what I mean? Asif, Saturday will be our first watch along with Sal. Big up. Super excited to go for the new season after a painful one. It was horrible, wasn't it, Asif? Hope our new signings tears Premier League apart this time. I'm sure the goals will improve big time. Absolutely. I agree with that, my friend. I really do agree with that. My legend, of course. Who's Man United's next signing now? Big up Justice, by the way. I think Man United will go for a striker, mate. Who that striker is, how long's a piece of string? To be honest with you, I would like Mateta, Justice, if I'm being honest. That's just me. You know what I mean? I do play mini golf. Kenny, you're giving yourself away now. I don't watch it much. I don't watch golf. It's too boring, mate. I watch that new program, Stick. Have you seen it? The new series. Of course. Need another 8 box-to-box midfielder as well. Big up Rajat. Yeah, I mean, look, the more the merrier, Rajat. Man United shouldn't be content with what we got. Man United came 15th last year, and we have to remember that. Yeah, I know it's going to improve next season, but we cannot risk another bad season. So Man United need to get a move on, get a step on, of course. I played a goalkeeper. Big up 3-3. A great goalkeeper going up. Watching Onana makes me want to stab my eyes. This fool has basic rule of goalkeeper and flawed. Palm the ball to your left or the right. This clown palms it straight into the back. And you know what it is, V33? People were defending Onana last season because there are certain mistakes that weren't even registered that are mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, for example, palming the ball onto the bar that goes straight to the opposition player and he kicks it in the back of the net, or standing on the wrong side too far on the other side of the goal. So there's too much space on there for the player to bend it in. Things like that, do you know what I mean? Which didn't get registered 3-3-3s. He's one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen for Man United. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I've seen a bad goalkeeper like him apart from Massimo Tiabi or something like that. You know, even him, I don't think he's as bad. Do you know what I mean? Raja, if they get a centre forward and a goalkeeper on top, they will get top 6. Big up, Raja. Jacob, Bellingham out with injury, having eye surgery. Yeah, he's going to miss 3 months of the season, of course. Yes. Is it possible to compete? Anything is possible in life. We'll see. Exactly, Kenny. As I've always said, Kenny, football doesn't deal with absolutes. You know, it's not that just as simple as A, B, C. A bit like Arsenal signing your carriers, it doesn't mean they're going to score 100 goals next season. It doesn't. And this is what it is. I always believed that Arsenal's problem was more up here than actually, you know what I mean, the goal scoring side of things. I think that it just takes a spark for Man United to happen for Man United. Man United were in a basically last season, how would I put it? They were in it's not like a disease, but it was almost like an infection of negativity. And losing is a habit, winning is a habit. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and hopefully Man United win next season to get a winning habit. Bournemouth signed Chelsea's Petrovic. I mean, they're very good, Chelsea, at business. That's what I would say. Absolutely. Damn, time to crack up freaking transfer window. Hopefully, Ineos finally wake up. And I mean, as I said, Coco, I don't deal with absolutes. And I said that they've got a chance to make up for it. They ain't got long, but they got a chance to make up for it. They've got time to make up for it. Mbeumo's one step. I'm not going to be overly giddy. I'm not going to be jumping up and down and celebrating, but I would say that's one step. They've got one bit of it done. That's great. Do you know what I mean? But now what we need is more. Move on. Now we get elevating. Get the striker. Get the goalkeeper. Get the midfielder. If they've done that, you're going to have to say, well, at least they got a basis of the team there. You know what I mean? And stuff. So it's not enough. I know Man United need a lot more. And also getting rid of the likes of Sancho and Rashford and Anthony and Garnacho will be just as important, of course. Jamie, I think it's done. Reckon it comes out before pre-season. I think so as well. I've heard over here it's been accepted. Jacob, that's a good signing. Maybe Carlos Tevez. Big up Carlos Tevez. My goodness, what a nutcase. Absolutely. The story about Carlos Tevez, you know, when you hear the story, you know, you sort of sympathize with him a little bit. I know he went to Manchester City and it was wrong. He shouldn't have done that. What he did was disrespectful. But he was promised a new contract, and Alex Ferguson turned his back on the new contract and didn't give him it. What you want a lad to do, eh? Yale, Dan Gorey has been loaned out to Rotherham League One. Best of luck to Dan Gorey, by the way. Thank you, Yale. Best of luck to Dan Gorey, by the way. A highly rated player. Needs the experience, needs to go on loan, needs to build his strength and stuff like that. Absolutely. I understand why you didn't said it to Terrace. I hear it. Big up, big up. How long until Brentford accepts it? I think they've already accepted it, Rajat. But it's accepted in principle. Carlos Tevez, Rajat. Yeah. You can call him Carlitos if you want. It's all right. Veron definitely for me as well. Yeah. There's not many. Well, it's definitely not Carlos Tevez, you know. It's definitely not Carlos Tevez. As much as great as Tevez was, what he did, he ruined his legacy. I would go for Adama Traore for right wing back. Adama Traore's been around, hasn't he? He's been around, hasn't he, Randy? He went to Barcelona. He's muscly, isn't he? Is he the same one who went to Wolves as well? Yeah. Is he playing for Wolves? He left Wolves, didn't he? How many goals United scored last year? 44. Cunha and Boyle, 35. Absolutely. Got Bruna, a few other players scoring. It will be a goal fest. So come on, Asif. Come on, mate. That's what we need. Absolutely. That's what we need. Absolutely. Big up, Rich. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Big up, Conrad. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Which player do you think will outperform expectation next season? Can I say something? I'm not going to be controversial here. Ugarte. Specialized. Thank you so much, Asif, you legend. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Omar Mamouche, in my opinion, from Manchester City to United. What about Omar Mamouche? Has to be a striker. That's hopefully Sancho off to us. I hope so as well. Rich, really hope so. Very important as well. I guess the next signing will be a goalkeeper, striker, only after offloading 5 Prats. I mean, we really do need to offload some players, don't we, Asif? We got about those 5 players have been transfer listed a long time ago. They're going to be a negative influence, of course. King Jam, what's going on, my friend? I'll be doing well. I so believe we would have an amazing year. Come on, King Jam. King Jam. Come on, mate. We got to have that positivity, mate. So, how about Alvarez from Atletico Madrid? Yeah, decent, mate. Decent. There are players. Let me tell you something, Asif. There are players all around the world that Man United could possibly get, mate. You know what I mean? And the problem is what Man United are doing. And the biggest criticism I can give Man United at the moment is that they are very tunnel visioned in what they're doing. Very tunnel visioned. Do you know what I mean? And I would say that what they need to do is need to broaden their horizons a little bit. Go around, look around. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Now, it's Alvarez who played for Man City, isn't it? He's a good player. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But I just don't think we're working hard enough in regards to a scouting point of view, unfortunately. Rajat. Next, may be selling free-to-app players from Tyro and Antony, as well as the main thing. I mean, Sancho and Rashford first, I think. I would love them to go. I think they're a big problem at Man United. Absolutely. Nicky Butt in Man United, in my opinion. What's Nicky Butt got to do with anything? Jacob, what's Nicky Butt? I've lost you there, brother. I've lost you there. Would love to get Alvarez or David, but went to Juve. Big up, Raja. Yeah, David went to Juve. We can see him next year outbidding Roma for Richard Rios. I hope so, fun show. But we're very behind at the moment. We need to make a move on. We need to get a step on in regards to that, of course. Sal, the winning team picture coming back. Oh, Natty, you mentioned it. The winning team picture was posted today on Twitter. They need to read the room, man. I'll be honest with you guys. Man United admin need to read the room. They really need to, be more smart on what they post. It's like they're oblivious to what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like they're just not listening. You know what I mean? Then what's going on? My goodness me. Andre Kanchelskis. Jacob, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, mate? What's Andre Kanchelskis got to do with anything? Finally, my club is waking up. Big up, Ellen. Hope you're well, of course. Frenchie. We could sign move for Richard Rios by outbidding Roma. Yeah, he is just £27 million. Then do a Gonzalo Ramos a long season loan. I love your thinking, Fun Show. That's great thinking. I do like that. That would be absolutely fantastic. I mean, if we got Gonzalo Ramos as well and got Richard Rios, we'll be dancing, won't we, Fun Show? Absolutely. 333. Xerxes will outperform next season. Good luck to him, mate. Good luck to him. I wish him the best of luck, V33. I like Xerxes. I like his personality. I think he's a great character. And I think he was unfairly treated at parts of last season. But he really proved in regards to his character last season. He was really good last season in regards to his character. Absolutely. Guys, thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Absolute legends. Absolutely. Grayo, I don't know where you are, but I mean, you went out on a mad run right there, mate. Swearing and effing and blinding. I don't know whether you've had too many tequilas, mate, but yeah, it's not that moment right now. It's not August the 31st yet, guys. Tulip, 70 million for Mbeumo is too much. We could have signed Ekitike to be our number 9, an actual prime position. But Ekitike is not a prolific goal scorer. He's more of a winger, Tulip. He doesn't score enough goals in the Bundesliga. He doesn't. Mbeumo scored more than him from number 10 in the Premier League. Kenny, I think Dorgu will shock everyone. I think so next season. Big up Dorgu, by the way. I think Dorgu's highly and unfairly criticised, of course. And big up Asif, big up everyone, of course. If we see United team potential, Mbeumo goalkeeper number 9, who is stopping us from the top 4? Absolutely. Absolutely. I understand his frustration. I do. But that was not that was an organic message. That was not a real message, Kenny. It was a copy and paste thing. And Gray, I'm going to have a bone with you about that, mate. Absolutely. Because that was too buff. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Been in this game a long time, guys. But you know what? Yeah. I understand his frustration. But levels. September the 1st. You know what? The transfer window first. We get Mbeumo. It's not the time to do that. We got Mbeumo. You know, it does look like we're getting Mbeumo, so that's great. Absolutely. Mbeumo and Cunha both. Yeah, that they can fit many roles in the club is where they're so good sign. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. I don't know, Coco. Much love to Grayo. Love him to bits, but yeah, I think he's went off on one. I don't know, swearing and that. And I understand his frustration, but there was a jump from frustration to medium, advanced, super advanced Grayo. I'll text him, don't worry. Guys, thank you so much, guys, for joining me. Have a great day, great night, great evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me again. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And please don't forget to smash a like on the video. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Keep your notifications on as well. And please don't forget to join me for tomorrow. Absolutely, guys. Have a great day. And guys, don't forget, we move it up gently, yeah? Gently. Remember, when you turn it all the way up, you can't go any further. Keep it gently, right? Gently at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm not a punch bag. Take it easy, guys. Have a great day, everyone. Enjoy yourself, and I'll see you soon. Peace.